This shit crazy. Hey, what it do, y'all? It's your boy E2 Blue coming back at you again. I swear this time changes. I mean, I don't recall it ever being dark this early at like 4:45 in the evening. Like it's not even. It's just now about to be 5 o'clock and it's already dark. Like it's crazy. I remember before, when the time went back in the wintertime, it at least waited till like 6 o'clock. But to each his own. It is what it is. But anyway. This is what? Wednesday, hump day, but Cowboys ain't humping because they ain't winning. And like Michael Irvin said, it's over, baby. You know, it's crazy that they're still not mathematically out, but Cowboy fans know we ain't doing nothing else. We're done. We're done. So with that being said, at this point, we're just going to, keep watching the games. Hopefully we get a win or two here, maybe, and, get ready for the draft. Hopefully they get these vaccines together with this COVID so we can have an off season next year. I'm looking to see what Mike McCarthy does with this offense when he implements his game plan. Dak coming back, offensive line coming back, drafting some new guys. We'll talk more about that, when we get to the offseason. We got plenty of time for that, though. I think that, with this team going forward, I think that what they need to do is they just need to I just want to see competitiveness. Like, that game was embarrassing. Defense, they just ran it down their damn throats. So we'll talk about that in a second. Now, I look at... you got Washington and the Giants. They're both 5-7 right now going into there. The Cowboys are 3-8. So, them and the Eagles are in the basement. Eagles, I don't know what they're doing right now with Carson Wentz. They got some decisions to make with that. Now, we know this team normally plays better with a fullback. Y'all remember Jameis Olawale, right? Almost feels like he's been a forgotten man, but he opted out for the season, so he's not around. So, you didn't have a fullback this year. That changed things too as well. You didn't have your starting, and not to make excuses, but I mean, this team clearly can't function without Dak Prescott. And, for those that keep saying they want to get the quarterback Fields or they want to get what's it do, Lawrence, and I'm just like, come on, y'all. Like, you just want to give up everything that you have with a guy that you already know that can play and win, but you're gonna mortgage all that for a guy that's unknown. No, because even Joe Burrow, we know that he's gonna come around sometime and get better, but it's his first year. Your first year is not gonna be as great. The Cowboys can win now, meaning next year, with just getting a better defense, because we know our offense can put up points. Even with our offensive line being third and fourth string at this point, and we still have weapons on offense, we can still score on offense. So with that being said, now they didn't do too much with the Ravens, but you know what I mean. We can still put up points. But when Dak is in there, it's 30 plus a game. But you just look at what you need. You need a better defense. You need to figure out where these players are. Now, I think that Mike Nolan probably won't be here next year because obviously the scheme that he brought in is not working with these particular players that we have, because he keeps trying to change what we have to a 3-4 when I keep telling y'all this is a 4-3 defense. The majority of our personnel is 4-3. The only two guys on this defense that can play 3-4 really is Randy Gregory and Alden Smith. That's probably the reason why their play is up and down with this team, because we keep going back and forth. It's almost like we're Tourette's on defense. We don't know what that identity is on defense. We don't know what the hell we're doing. And that's the issue right now. So I just look at that and I'm like, it's just a crock of BS. So what they need to do is they need to stop playing around and just figure this out in the offseason. Now, you can't get everything in a draft, but you can get something. Now, some of these players aren't as bad as we think they are. Like, everybody's so down on Jalen Smith and this and that, but you got to understand that, like, having a new defensive coordinator like that coming in and changing stuff that you're not used to doing and that you don't do well, obviously you're not going to do well. And it's just you can't force a circle into a square peg. And that's what I feel like Mike Nolan is doing. Now, I know some of these guys are not executing properly. I get it. They're coming with bad angles. Xavier Woods is not playing well. But you look at, like, Jordan Lewis, and you look at Chidobe Awuzie, and you look at what they did in Marinelli's system, right? These guys played better before. We've seen better from this same defense, right? If you look at the core guys, right? The guys that's been here for 3 or 4 years. Our core defense has played better under Marinelli than with Mike Nolan. It's a reason for that, because Marinelli played to their strengths. Now, if that was the case, why would you come in here and just change things up, knowing damn well, I know you looked at the tape from what they were doing before. You know what your guys are capable of at this point and what they're not capable of. So why would you come in and make those drastic ass changes when all that you really need to do is know your players? And granted, I know that, we could get some better guys in the draft. When Trayvon Diggs comes back better, this defense will be better next year. But, they're going to make a few changes. But all we need is just a little bit of tweaking. Get a dynamics, a hard-hitting safety. Get some more depth at linebacker. Get some of these guys that can help out. You know what I mean? And you're gonna need young, scrappy, ball-hawking talent. That's what you're gonna need going forward. Now, and that's what I believe. You don't have to go clean house and stuff like that, because we got what we have. Now, I feel like if we had a better defensive coordinator, he'll know what to do with these guys. Because you look at the Giants, their defense is. I look at the guys that they have. They're not, you look at the players that they have on there, and they don't have a whole lot of great big names, like household names, but their defensive coordinator is showing this young defense. He's playing to their strengths. And that's what I'm saying. It's not always just the players. And I know that some of these players ain't been playing, right? And I understand the execution situation. But I just think Mike Nolan is not the answer for what we have with this team. You cannot create a 3-4 scenario with this team when you don't have the personnel for that. You need a couple of years of drafting to change your scheme. You can't do that in 1 year. That it just doesn't happen like that. You got to be smart about it, and that's all I'm saying. You just got to use a little bit of common sense, and that's all I'm gonna say about that. But to the game, you let the Ravens run almost 300 yards on you total between Ingram, the other guy. Dobbins, Ingram, and and of course Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson was coming back from COVID, and you could look at him in the game and tell that he wasn't 100% yet. His body was still kind of weak. They didn't even hit him. Jalen Smith smiling. Good job, guy. You ran me over. Good job. What the hell are you doing, bro? I love Jalen, man, and I understand, Lamar is your friend, but in the game, ain't no friends in the game, bro. Because when I play football, I could be best friends with the guy on the other, but I'm knocking your damn head off in that game. Because that's my job. So, I don't know. I just they was just letting Lamar Jackson screen their ass and misdirection their ass all up and down the goddamn field. And they were just getting fooled by every little damn thing. And I'm just like, this right here is just is the worst. And I'm just like, I don't know what else. I don't know what else to think. So like I said, for the rest of the year, I'm just gonna watch the games. It is what it is. I told y'all that I wasn't looking for no Super Bowl, obviously this year. I said that even before we even started playing any games. But I just wanted to see competitiveness with my team. I always do. That's the fan in me. I always want to see my team do well. I always want to see them play. But you look at this game, and the offense wasn't the problem. The offense wasn't the problem. Andy Dalton made a couple of mistakes, but he got the ball out. He did what he needed to do. You know what I mean? Ezekiel Elliott ran the ball. Tony Pollard ran the ball. We had some really good runs in there. He had a couple of missed throws with Michael Gallup, because him and Michael Gallup aren't on the same page 100%, which makes sense because, he's the backup quarterback. Guys have their guys. I got to give kudos to Dalton Schultz. Dalton Schultz, we didn't expect him to come in and do what he's done, and he's made me happy this year. So, looking forward for him to be tight end 2 next year behind Blake Jarwin. I think that this offense is going to be dynamic once these starters come back. I just really believe it. And Dak got a lot to prove. So he's going to come back, and he's going to come back strong, and he's going to prove to everybody that he's the franchise quarterback of this team. I still don't understand why people don't give him his just due. I don't get it, But, that's neither here nor there. But at the end of the day, the offensive line, we talked about how many injuries we have on this offensive line, but they were still able to go out there and do some things. They were still able to hold this defense back. Andy Dalton wasn't sacked until like the third quarter. And I really only think that they only sacked him like twice, maybe 3 times, but that's it. I got to give kudos to the offensive line, too. They did their thing. Terrence still played better. Brandon Knight was out there doing his thing. Joe Looney was doing his thing. So, Connor McGovern. So, I look at these guys and I said, at least these backup linemen are getting game experience. At least they're out there trying to keep their spot on the team. You know what I mean? That's basically what it is. They're auditioning for next year. So if nothing else, we get to see what these young guys can do for next season. And whoever else won't be on the team. But as we go along, we'll be talking more about that. But that's all I got for right now, guys. It's your boy E2 Blue, always keeping it real. Talk to y'all soon. Hey, and, keep the faith. It is what it is. Stop listening to these talking heads and stuff. Damn what they say. Cowboys suck, whatever. Every team goes through that era where they're not playing well. You know what I mean? Because what's going to happen is, watch. Get some good draft picks this year. Draft some good guys. I look at the guys that we drafted this past year. Once they get to their second year next year and they get comfortable, they're going to be even better. Neville Gallimore is probably going to come back and be better. So you look at that situation and you look at the guys that we already have. And once they get, this year under their belt and get acclimated, things will get better. So, let's just stay optimistic for the next year. But with that being said, Josh, your boy E2 Blue, always keeping it real. Peace out.